What's up, metalheads? My name's Jamie. This is the Blades and EDC channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. If you are new, please consider subscribing. If you enjoy this video, hit that like button for me. Alright guys, let's jump right into this. This one's guaranteed to ruffle some feathers, but I want to go ahead and say right off the bat, this video is not intended to ruffle anyone's feathers, to make anyone feel bad, or anything like that. This is just one man giving his opinion, and my opinion has changed. I think in the most recent example of me saying American-made knives were overpriced was my overview of the Chris Reeves Small Sabenza, $420 knife. And I believe I said in this video that it is overpriced. And I've done some soul searching recently, talked to some friends, just thought about a lot of things, also paid attention. You know, I'm very politically involved. Paid a lot of attention to what's going on in other parts of the world and what's going on here in our own country right now. And my opinion has changed about that knife. I do not think that knife is overpriced. And I'm going to try to tell you how my perspective has changed, how I feel about this. This is not intended to belittle anyone. This is not intended to say not to buy a Chinese knife. This is one of my favorite knives of the year, made in China, right? This is not that. That's not what this video is about. This video is about what you pay for a knife made in the USA versus what you pay for a knife made in China. All these knives on the top are made in the USA. All these knives on the bottom are made in China. So let's just go through the knives real quick, right? Spyderco Para 3 lightweight. Missed it. Spyderco Para 3 lightweight. You can pick these up for a little over $100. This one's a little more expensive. This one's the Spy 27, but you can get it in a different steel for less. But this one's actually Craig's. He got this one during Cyber Monday for like $106, I think, with the the Spy 27. So at $106 is what you can get this knife for. It's Spyderco, so you know you're going to get the best heat treat. You know the blade is going to take a crazy sharp edge and hold it for a very long time. It's Spyderco, right? An amazing knife. And is it overpriced? We'll talk about pricing. What's overpriced, what isn't, in a minute. But let's just go through these knives and the prices. Cavista Blade Works variant PE2 14C28N liner lock micarta scales. You guys know I love this knife. I own many of them, made by QSP in China. This one was $60 for the micarta version, and you could get the titanium version for $100. American Blade Works Model 1. Also, I need to point out, these knives aren't ordered by price. The American made and the Chinese made aren't ordered by price. $290, American Blade Works Model 1, 20 CV blade steel, titanium frame lock. Beautiful finish, fit and finish on this knife. Beautiful stonewash on the blade. Beautiful finish on the titanium, micro milling. This one's actually made in my home state of North Carolina. Gorgeous knife, absolutely gorgeous knife. $290. The Bridgeport Model 395, $128, 14C28N, titanium scales, steel liner lock. Absolutely amazing knife. Definitely in my top 10 of the year. So if that tells you anything, this is not hating on Chinese-made knives. One of my favorite knives, if not my favorite, it goes back and forth. The Tactile Rockwall. This one's Magna Cut, titanium liner lock, titanium liner. Still pocket clip, but everything else is titanium. Absolutely gorgeous. Amazing fit and finish. The milling work done is amazing. It's an amazing knife. Really, really is. $300. Well, this one's $330. The one with the regular milling's $300. Another one of my favorite knives. The Urban EDC Supply F5.5 Reap made M390 blade, micarta scales, titanium liners, titanium everything. Absolutely amazing action and amazing ergos. $250. Spartan Blades Harsey S45VN titanium frame lock. Gorgeous knife. Absolutely gorgeous knife. Fit and finish is top notch. Action is top notch. $420. Just an amazing knife too, man. Just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Devo Stout, 20 CV titanium bolsters, liners, micarta scales. This one with a wire clip, $260. If you got the carbon fiber inlays instead of micarta, $290. Another amazing knife. Really good action. Really good action. Probably going to be in my top 10 of the year. The Chris Reeves Sabenza. What do I need to... Well, this is not meant for flicking. I got to remember that, especially when they're new and stiff. I believe these are S45V and blades too also. I can't remember all this off the top of my head. Titanium liner lock. Gorgeous knife. A workhorse of a knife. Beautiful hollow grind. Beautiful edge. Yeah. Just a beautiful knife. Very well made. Feels premium in hand. Feels like it's built like a tank with detent that goes click. Beautiful detent. Vero Engineering Axon M390 blade, titanium frame lock. Very fun, fidgety knife. Great fit and finish on this also. Great knife, $300. QSP made. QSP made, Bestech made. QSP made, Reap made, QB made, QSP made. Hinderer XM18, 20 CV blade steel, titanium frame lock with the titanium liner. This one has been upgraded. I have a video for that upgrade. I don't know. Actually, it'll come out after this video of me installing the scale. $420, not counting the scale, of course. Amazing ergos, amazing action, detent perfection. Yeah, $420. Sharp by Design, Apex. I need to point out this knife has been chopped. This is my buddy Julio's knife. He lives in one of those places where you have to be under 3 inches, so he chopped the blade, made it under 3 inches, so keep that in mind. Titanium frame lock, M390 blade steel. I'm not sure what else to say about this one. I don't want to hate on it, but that pocket clip is absolutely horrendous. It's terrible. $380. I will go ahead and come out and say all these knives that you see sitting here, this knife is way overpriced. Way overpriced. So, let's talk about the differences here, right? A lot of the same materials, titanium, titanium, micarta, 20 CV M390, Magna Cut, 14Cs over here, a little more budget friendly. But what goes into making a knife goes into making a knife, right? You got to mill it out. You got to sharpen the blades. You got to do the screws. You got to do this. You got to do that. Put it all together. It's the same process for all these knives, basically. I'm sure each manufacturer has their own little tweaks they do to make, to do their own thing, put their own touch on it. Tricks of the trade, as you may call them. I'm sure they all have their own ways of doing things. But here's what we got to remember, guys. Let's just pick out 2 knives as an example that are the same price. Axon, $300. American Blade Works, $300. What's the difference, right? Here's what the difference is. This knife is made in the United States, where they have to follow regulations to keep the air and the water clean, where they pay for benefits for their employees, where they pay taxes and their employees pay taxes, and they provide insurance, and all this stuff goes in to having a company in the United States making a product and selling it. $300. This knife's $300, and it's made in China, where it's a communist country. And I'm not here to talk politics with you, but I'm just going to speak the truth, okay? And if the truth bothers you, then, as I've said in other videos, if the truth bothers you, be bothered, okay? Just be bothered. If you've seen what's going on in China right now, and let's just use, and I'm going to sound like a hypocrite in saying this, but let's use the iPhone as an example, which is, this video is being recorded on, right? I'm recording this video on an iPhone. I'm an iPhone user. It's made in China, in the Foxconn factory. Have you seen what's going on there? Do you see what the people that work there deal with? Do you know that they've actually had to put suicide nets around the building to keep people from jumping to their death? They're slaves, basically, right? If I could buy a different phone, I would, but I could buy an Android, but it's no different. I'm buying the same thing, you know. Unfortunately, there are no options with phones. This isn't me saying stop buying Chinese knives, right? That's not what this video is intended to be. I own a lot. The majority of my knives are Chinese or Taiwanese. Taiwanese is a little different story, but majority of my knives are made in China, and I'm not telling you not to buy Chinese knives. What this video is about is telling you that these 6 knives up here, they are not overpriced. Not by any stretch of the imagination. When you consider what the companies that make these 6 knives, the rules, the regulations they have to abide by, and the taxes they have to pay, the benefits they provide their employees, and everything else that goes along with it, right? With being a company in the United States of America. To where in China, they don't have that. There's no regulations making them have clean air and water. Did you see the Olympics a few years ago? There's so much smog. They had to shut the entire city down so they could have the Olympics. They don't have the same rules and regulations over there. They don't have the same overhead. They don't pay their employees a living wage like these companies are paying their employees a living wage. The employees that go to Hinderer, Chris Reeves, Spartan, Tactile, American Blade Works, and Spyderco, those employees are choosing to be there. They've agreed on an hourly or salary wage. They choose to go there and do that job. They are free to leave that job and go do whatever they want whenever they choose to do so. No one is forcing them to be there. They've made their choice to be there. And I hope they love what they're doing because they're doing a freaking fantastic job. It's not the same down here, okay? Most of these people that are doing this, unless they're up in the party, they're not there by choice. They don't enjoy what they're doing, I'm sure. And there's no way the cost of making this knife is anywhere near the cost of making that knife. But they cost the same amount of money. $300. No way this knife costs anywhere remotely close to what it costs to make this knife. Just because of the things I just laid out before you. Does that mean you shouldn't buy this knife? No. No, it doesn't. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this knife isn't overpriced. Neither is this Sebenza. Neither is this Hinderer. Neither is this Spartan Blades. Or the American Blade Works. Or the Spyderco with the FRN. It's not overpriced. It isn't. And this video is not meant to attack you guys. This video may be more for me than it is for you. Because I've had a change of heart, a change of perspective. You know, you get into knives and collecting knives and you see all these awesome designs like this, and you get so excited. Yeah, I can get that. Oh, I gotta get that. That's so awesome. Or the Devo. Oh, I can get that knife, and it will literally, it's a guillotine, right? It's a guillotine. Gotta get it. Yeah, I'll pay for it. Yeah, gotta have it. You know, just think about what you're doing, what you're paying for, and understand that when you buy these knives, you know, you're not overpaying by paying $420 for this, right? This is $420. Is, you know, $380. This one's crazily overpriced. I'm not meaning to hate on this knife, but it deserves some hate, so it never gets done again. Should never let this get into the public again and let people pay $380 for this knife. Should be ashamed of yourself for allowing it to happen. But let's not talk about that one. Let's talk about this one. $300, $420. The rules, the regulations, the benefits, the taxes. None of that is required for this knife. American citizens being employed, lots of them, to make this knife. None with this one. There's one guy designing this knife, ordering them, and then selling them to you. Okay? Nothing wrong with him. He's a capitalist, using the American system to make as much money as he can, and hats off to him. Right? I'm not hating on him for it. Just understand that this knife employs a lot of American citizens. This one doesn't. This knife employs a lot of American citizens. This one doesn't. This knife employs a lot of American citizens. This one doesn't. This knife employs a lot of American citizens. This one doesn't. Right? So, you know, no hate on anyone that's making these knives. None of these designers, none of these companies that are having their knives OEM'd in China, no hate at all. Just understand that if this knife costs $120 more than this knife, there's a reason for it. And I now understand that, right? I was wrong about it. I was looking at it all wrong. I was looking at, well, that's $420, but I can go get this for $250. Gosh, this thing's good. Yeah, I can. But at what cost am I doing it, right? Would I be better off spending $420 on that? Yeah, that's for everyone to decide for yourself. You know, I'm not telling you what to think, how to feel. I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad. I'm not attacking any of these manufacturers or these designers. That's not what this is about. It's about these knives, not about these knives. These knives are a dime a dozen. These bottom row, dime a dozen. These knives are not a dime a dozen. You know, so keep that in mind, and buy Chinese knives, Taiwanese made knives, but keep the American companies in mind. And you know, it may not be as overpriced as you think it is. Actually, it's probably not overpriced at all. It's just the world we currently live in, and the regulations they have to abide by, and the benefits they provide their employees. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this, and I'll see you guys on the next one.